Starting the stream, ba 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 da bam. Yep, we are live, baby. Keep on rolling. Okay, today I'm gonna be working on LLM Sidekick. This is the plugin that I created for myself and used by my wife and maybe like a few more people who in Neovim, and it's basically a cursor replacement in Neovim, but feels like native to Neovim with amazing capabilities. And today we're gonna make a few improvements to this plugin. So basically the idea is we will use the plugin itself to make modifications to the plugin. It's kind of like a snake eating itself from the tail. And I'm gonna start with fixing some tests. So I wrote some tests for Lua in Neovim, and let me run them. I think most of them pass except the new ones, 9 failed errors. And in a nutshell, what I can do here is I can just, try to run the test first. I'm not sure if they even run here. They do. So, and I'll use an LLM to try to fix them. So let's see if we can fix it. So I'll use DeepSeek today, and let's say I will paste the content of the failed test. So basically everything that happened before. Above is the failed test run. I want you to analyze the errors, analyze the code, and then go fix the tests. Think very, very carefully. I wanted to think a lot. So we did that. And basically the idea is that it will now go and analyze the test cases and analyze the errors and try to figure out what's wrong. And I'm going to be doing it in a YOLO way. So first let's commit whatever we have. So I'm going to say just kind of like feature or improvement, add tests for apply modifications, right? And it did something, well, a lot of things, and actually a lot of things. Okay, so let's try to replace it. Some of them did, some of them were successful, some of them were not, which is a bad thing. And we're gonna actually figure out what's happening here and why it did not replace them. So before each, right? Okay, this is the problem that I want to actually fix today. So here's an example. My plugin does this replacements where the LLM gives me the code that it wants to search and then the code that it wants to replace with, right? Basically like search and replace, very easy. And this is what the successful change looks like, right? Once this change is applied, it'll basically be gone. And today I want to fix this. So basically what we have here is an indentation mismatch, right? Here we have like 4 spaces, but in reality we have just 2 spaces and it failed to replace it. So if I do this, it will replace it correctly, but then it should also do this, right? And then if I apply this change, it will be applied. So our today's job is basically to add tests to figure out, to cover the current state and then modify the process that applies, the function that applies the changes to ignore indentation, right? So obviously we'll try to respect the indentation first, and then if it fails, we'll try to different variations and then eventually still replace it. And this particular problem appears in DeepSeek. I don't know why, but for some reason DeepSeek struggles with this quite a bit. And yeah, so it's basically a fix for DeepSeek and maybe future models that struggle with this as well. So let's find another one that failed to replace this one, right? And I think the problem is going to be pretty much the same thing. So we're going to find it here, insert. So have it in a few places. I think it's this one, right? Failed. And I think, no, that's actually a different one. Yeah, so this one is going to be harder to find because we have a multi-line thing going on here with like search text 1, so search text 1, right? No, like this, search text 1. I think this is our target. No, this is not our target. Man, it's hard to find. What's wrong with it? So multi-file 1. So actually multi-modify. I think I'll be able to find it this way. Multi-modify. And we have only 2 matches, right? and we need this one. Oh, it just hallucinated because we don't even have this. So with multi-modified text, we only have block 1. So I think it failed a bit, but we can manually fix it. So what it did is it just did Vim split, right? So we can just do this and hopefully it will work, right? Because I think this was the intent of the model, to do this mod block, and then, but it's called mod block 1, right? And then the second one, multi-file 1, wait, was this one? No, this was the regular one. And then if I search for basically this thing right here, let me search for this. Okay, we'll have only one instance, and it failed. So okay, I see. So it mismatched the mod block. It was basically a hallucination. So in this case, there's nothing I can do to fix it other than just apply this change manually. And there's no amount of modifications that I can do to fix this for the model if it cannot spell the variables correctly, right? It missed this like 1 at the end. So I'm going to apply it manually, and I think that's it, right? Now let's review what the model actually did here. So if I review the changes, it changed assert to this, and then it did a couple changes here, like write this instead of touch. Okay. And then it did Vim split here, table concat and stuff like that. I'm not sure why it's doing this. I don't even know if that's passed. Let's see. Didn't make any difference. Requires a flag, for example, W or A. Okay, but that's a different error. So let's see if it can figure it out. Let's do it YOLO mode. I'm just gonna add this change and then I'll commit. Basically, I meant the last commit. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna rerun the tests and I'm gonna do the same thing. I will ask the model to fix it. So because today I'm trying to just see if I can even get it to the place where it just works. Hey, I've got a bunch of test failures. Can you analyze the errors and then analyze the test cases, the code itself, and then find why the problems are happening? Like, no, I talk too much. Can you please analyze the test failures and then go through test cases and fix them? I want you to think very carefully and take each error one by one. Think a lot, right? And I have a secret sauce that forces the model to basically use thinking tags, and then in the output it will produce the modifications and stuff like that. And before applying modifications, it plans, and then hopefully it will figure out the true path to the solution. And to be honest, DeepSeek is not that great at Lua, as far as I see, like in my experience, and it can even apply changes nicely, as you can see. Also, when I ask it to do a lot of modifications, it fails a lot, quite miserably, I must say. So do we even have this? Oh, it asks me to modify the implementation file. I'm not gonna do that. Why it thinks it needs to do that? Fail to remove file. Like, no, we're definitely not doing this. I don't know what the hell is this. We're not gonna do that, and we're not gonna do this. Even the second change that it did, like this thing, we can fix probably, but this one definitely not. So it failed also this one, and I'm just modifying the response of the model. The things that I just don't like, I'm just removing here, and because I don't want to focus on them anymore. So this one is interesting. I think I'll be able to find it in the test. No, so it hallucinated. And this is fixed path write test files. So basically when we write original content, right? So somewhere where we write original content, we don't have W. And I think we have W pretty much everywhere. So the model just hallucinated. And let's see, didn't help. I think it just, nothing really happened. Should delete the file when both search and replace are empty. Fail to remove file, delete me. So at this point, I'm not even convinced that the model can fix it. Let's tackle it one by one, right? Let's let's be a little bit more intelligent about it. So we have line 11 where this, or like, okay, let's just go and do like again YOLO. But let's pay attention. So we have file editor, line 11, where we remove the file, right? So we're supposed to delete the file. And this is what it tries to do. LM sidekick spec file editor spec, and then the file that it tries to delete, delete me txt, right? And I think the problem is that delete me txt means nothing in this case, because the model should delete it from test data, this folder. And there's a bunch of files that it should already delete, but it did not. So let me just delete them for the model once. Uh, uh, and I'll now give it the hint, right? Because it couldn't figure it out. Hey, above is the, hey, a couple of, okay, let me first do a separator. Hey, I just attached the failed test case for you, and the tests fail, right? The problem is that we're looking in the wrong folder. So when delete me txt is present in the modification blocks, it uses the wrong path, right? And you need to fix that. Think carefully. So what I'm expecting the model to go do is to basically go and where is this? Where we, the modification block, this one, it shouldn't have path to the basically test data, like something, right? It not just delete me txt, because this is like undefined. And I will expect the model to think a lot. So yeah, it noticed the path, and then it noticed this, and then the block is created with issues that the modification block only contains without the full path. Yes. So you need to fix that. And now if it fixes this, I hope that we will have one less failing test. And no, that's not the case. Maybe there's another error. So okay, I think there's another error. Invalid buffer ID 1, right? But this is something else. That's better. That's better. Okay. Could not find the modification block in the buffer. Yeah, now we're getting a completely different error. So that kind of fixed it. So I'm not gonna lie, this is impressive. Now I will tell it now to modify all the tests. Hey, can you please fix the path to the file being modified in every test case? And I'll give it, oh my god, what is happening? I'll give it this from basically it was let me see. So it was, okay, so from and our delete me, right, to, for example, from to. Yeah. That's looking great. Think carefully. And this is the type of change that I can probably do with Neovim macros, but I'm like, why not use the model to do it for me? And it's gonna go and replace this. Why are you replacing this one? This is like very interesting. Okay, this one I would agree. Like this one, I definitely don't want to replace. I'm just gonna drop it. This is stupid. And for all of these, let's try to replace them. It's looking good. Looking good. Kind of tried to fix it everywhere. So let's just do YOLO and replace them all. This time it applied all the changes without any problems, which is very much appreciated. So now for running the test, I think we'll still have the same errors, but okay. But now let's take each test one by one. So should delete a file when both search and replace are empty. Okay, let's take this one. Let's start with this example. So basically what we're doing here is it's not deleting the file. We're seeing that. That's fine. So what happens is we have this file and then we write it. So at this point, the file should be there. And then we use Vim command edit to open the file. Not sure what's happening here. So the thing is, I'm not even sure what would happen in the Neovim test if I use this command. Will it even work in the first place? That's interesting. The first thing, I'm not even sure why it even does this. Like, why would you use this buffer for? Set lines. Why are you doing this? We just need to verify that the file doesn't exist. So this is kind of like stuff that we don't even need to do. We just need to verify that the file is deleted, right? We don't need to do this. Oh, because when you apply modifications. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I see. So basically, buff and air, we have this. So because my apply modifications expects a buffer, so all these lines must be in the buffer. I see. And now this means that when we apply it, okay, one sec. So what if I, instead of apply modifications, I'll go and I have another function called apply modification. Still chat buffer, right? I always use buffer. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I want to use buffer. Now I need to figure out, can I even do this in a test? This is like, I'm not sure. And to be honest, I think I don't want to use edit command. I think I want to just create vim create, where is it? Like buff. I think it was like buff or something. Create buff. Yeah, I think I want to use this instead. This is kind of a little bit stupid. And we're going to do this, and then we're going to say create buff. So this is going to be listed files, or maybe true. It doesn't really matter. To be honest, the apply modification should close the buffer, right? Scratch. Let's do true. Okay, fine. Now, so we create the buffer, then we set lines, and then we apply our modifications. I'm not sure why we have so many goddamn expect tests. Is false and then exists. Okay, so this test should be kind of working at this point. It's not, right? So we still have it failing. Should delete a file, expected to be false, but value was true. So line 55. Okay, let's take a look. Which one? Oh, this one, right? Vim buff is valid. Vim buff must not be valid. That's not the case, right? Fail C. Oh wait, so it says what? To be false, but value was true. I don't think I'm closing the buffer here. Am I? Apply modifications. So if I'm deleting the file, let's say delete, right? This is what I'm deleting the file. I delete the file and then I delete the buffer, right? So I'm supposed to delete the buffer. Only if the buffer is open though. I don't think this is how it works, right? I don't have the buffer open, so I'm not doing anything to the current buffer. So this should be, what is the difference between is false and falsy? Not even sure. The equality is false, equality false to this. What this is doing, is this the same thing? Low assert function. Okay, let me explain it to me, please, DeepSeek. Or to be honest, here we can use Flash maybe. Might be better. Yeah. Explain to me the difference between is underscore false and falsy. Yeah. False and false in law. Yeah. Go. So it checks if the value is exactly the boolean false. Oh, so this can be nil, right? And stuff like that. Okay. So this is not what I actually want. I want to say that the buffer is, we don't even care about the buffer at this point at all, but we want to remove the buffer as we create it, right? So it should be vim above delete force true. Yeah. So we want to, because this is kind of like a cleanup step in this test. And to be honest, we want to even do it after here, or maybe, do we even want to do it? I think we don't really care. Like the test will pass and I will just close it. Yay! It's green. So which means that the file must be deleted, right? Yes, the file is not here. So this kind of fixed it, but it was a lot of manual intervention, to be honest. in this test. I'm not really sure that I'm liking it, but hey, we can now take a look at the rest of it, right? So we have this create a new file when search. Okay, let's tackle them one by one. The model kind of flopped. Not gonna lie, could not find the modification in the buffer. So 120, right? Maybe it's doing this edit thing all the time. Let me just instruct it to replace edit with this thing, because this is probably we're gonna make it work. Uh, uh, yeah, and I'm gonna say this or like this, right? Replace. To be honest, if I need to just replace this, I can probably just do it myself, right? So basically these two lines. Oh my god, it's two lines, right? So I can do the following Vim API. My god, I'm not even sure how would I search for two lines. It's gonna be boring. Nah, F it. Oh, actually, I think I know. Right, I can do it with norm. Okay. So how many times do I mention that? Just 5 times, right? Okay, so we can do it. We can do it. So we can do something like where are you? Where are you? The first test case. This one. So what I'll do is I will search for this bad boy, and I'll give it G and then this norm, and then I'll tell it something like delete down, yeah, change down, and then I'll do maybe like all of this, right? So basically this is what I want to replace it with, and enter. And I think I replaced it everywhere. Yes. Okay, so if I search for this, it replaced it everywhere. So I replaced two lines with one line, like with a little bit of Neovim magic. Like, I don't think I needed to use anything else here, to be honest. I don't like this stupid comments here. There's like a situation that I'm not even sure why it commented so much. Like, obviously it's something that shouldn't be there. So, okay, that's fine. Create buff. Now let's take them one by one. Apply modifications. Too many comments. I don't like that. That's fine. And then verify. So when we apply modifications to this test, what this test is supposed to do should create a new file when search is empty and replace is provided. Yes. So the file is going to be this is a new file with multiple lines. And then what are we doing here? We're putting it here, right? This is wrong because, I mean, obviously this should kind of split it. And this is the obvious problem. This is a new file with multiple lines. This is what it should be. Because this is like bullshit. It's not going to work in the way that it described it. I'm not even sure why it's doing this like split mumbo jumbo. I'm going to check it later. But this is now the correct version of the file. So busted lines, apply modifications. The best model that I've found so far for Lua is actually O1 Mini, not even Sonnet. Sonnet doesn't really work well with Lua. I mean, it works fine, but it doesn't allow a lot of things, and O1 Mini kind of just dwarfs it. Oh, maybe the second best model is this one. I have experimental Gemini model, and that was also very good. Maybe I should just use that instead of DeepSeek for today. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Anyway, let's see what we're working with. So we apply modification. So we're supposed to create this new file called new file. Very wait, why are we calling it this way? New file absolute to file, and then exists file, and then we have join path a new file. That was a absolute, and then we apply modifications. So this should create a new file, and then we check that the file exists, right? And when are we doing it? Okay. And then we check that the file exists, and then we read it. And then what does read do? I'm not even sure what it does. Let me see. So if I read, what does it do? Read async or read? Huh. Fs close, fs open. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of things. Okay, so I mean, technically, there's gonna be some content. Replace content. Okay, because it's probably a string. I think it's a string, so we should be good. Although there's like a lot of like, what is this? Like, why is it so complicated? Anyway, let's make sure that it works and then we'll figure out how to fix it. And then buffer content. Why are you taking the buffer content? We don't need this. Speed replace content. That's not what we even want to test here. Okay. Still it fails. Let's take a reason. Let's take a look at the reason why it fails. Should create a new file when search is empty. Replace it. Okay, so the line is 81, right? Which is this one. Okay. So we're now comparing the content of the file that was created with what was supposed to be created. Okay, okay. And this is new file with multiple lines. Expect this. Okay, so we have a new line at the end, and this is the problem of how this path new read works. It doesn't work correctly because if I change this new, if I check this new file, it doesn't have that new line at the end, and I'm not deleting it here for purpose because I'll later add the code that deletes all the files. So that's wrong. That's clearly wrong. And the way we're gonna fix it is by using a read file, I think. Do I have a, I think I have a util file for this, like file fs, do I call it fs? Yes, I have this read file thing. I'm just gonna use that. So I'm gonna require this, I'm gonna call fs, and here when I read the file instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say file path, and I'm gonna say absolute, and in here I'm gonna say, wait, so this one returns, I now need to return the string, please, file name. I think it's called file name, right? File name. Yeah, I think it's just file name. Okay. I'm gonna go file name, probably, maybe, I have no idea. How do I get, okay, let's just ask some model. How do I get a string? How do I convert a path to a string? Right? Because I don't want to go through all the documentation. I'm just going to tell them toString. Oh, so I can do this, right? And it's kind of should work. It's conversion. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, good. This is good. Okay, so I was just using Gemini model for this. So basically, if I say toString this should work, right? And we're gonna use fs read file. I'm gonna use this. Wait, so toString should not be here. It should be toString here because we want to convert path to string to read it. And then this will give us the table, and replace content is not a table. I wonder if we have like a table or something to compare it with. Table, art table, array table, does table, has table, is table, message table, no table. Jesus Christ. What does equals do? Okay, anyway. So, and then we're going to join it, right? So we're going to say table concat, bam. I'm going to do this, and now this should work, right? No. Let me see. Better arguments concat table expected got string. Oh, do I return a string? Oh, I already do concat. Oh, okay, good. Love myself for this. So now it should just work, right? 7. Yes, it was successful. Okay, so in this case, I'm not even sure why is it so goddamn complicated. So I'm gonna select this test, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna actually use not DeepSeek. DeepSeek for Lua, not gonna lie, not making it. Let's use Gemini model. Hey, can you simplify this test? I think we're doing too many. Hey, can you simplify this test a little bit? Yeah, usually I like to ask streamline, but that's fine. And let's see, it should, here are the changes I made in Y. Wait, why didn't you return my super prompt for modifications? Did I not provided here? I did. Should create a new file. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, this looks much easier. I don't know why I didn't follow my format, but it should have. Should create a new file. So let's see. We have this. We have this. We have assert file exists. Okay. Does not exist, right? To be honest, that's correct. It should not exist. And this might actually fail here because I don't delete the file. Well, maybe I should just add that code that deletes the file. Let me just do that. And it doesn't work. So, because I'm not sure how to delete the goddamn file. Test there exists. And do I create the test here? I do. Okay. And then if I go to I'm gonna say something like, let me actually see if creation of the dir works in the first place. Because, oh wait, I think it does, right? So it deleted the dir. It's not here anymore. Okay, so if I run the test again, it deleted it, but okay, maybe it didn't even create it in the first place. So the error is line 32. What are we having here? I don't think I want to even assert that. Like, whatever. Just, I don't care. Just delete the goddamn dir. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. So now we're going to rerun it again. So we have another failure, which is fine. Test data access denied. I don't know what permissions it created it with, but that's fine. So let me see. Let me run the test again and see what failed. So the test should get a new file buffer expected with a number. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's a known. Is it a known issue? I think it was just working, and now it doesn't. Should create a new file and search. Okay, so 263, right? 263. Let's see. 263. Wait, it was not in the test, right? It was in the module. Wait, where is it? Huh? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so in the test, it's line 69. This is what I'm looking for. Line 69. Apply modifications. We have mod block. That's incorrect. That's incorrect. And I think the problem is that the model flopped at simplifying the test. I was just telling how good it was at this, and now it kind of failed, which is not cool. Not cool. Okay, let's delete this assert. We don't really need this. And let's run the test. Fine. And we can say something like, I think I need to be a little bit more specific about what exactly I want to simplify the model. So I wanted to say something like, can you please simplify how we concatenate and reuse the content of the new file? Because I think we use it as a string, as a table, like just make sure that it's consistent. And it doesn't use my format. What the hell? Gemini, you were working before like crazy, and now you are not using my modification format. So now it's like, okay, this looks actually fine. Let me see if I can replace it. Gemini is refusing to use my modification format. That's insane. So now it should still pass. Yeah, that's good. So now we're kind of like replace content. We do this. Because we do this crazy mumbo jumbo here, which is insane. It's insane. Okay, so we have this replace content. Then we do it here as well. I think what if I ask the stupid model? Will it figure it out? Just like this one, for example. Can you simplify this? I think we don't need to do split and concat. Just do it in a dumb way. And it figured it out, right? So we have mode, this, table concat. I mean, this is not going to work. but I'll apply this, but this will not work, right? So I'll have to kind of like do the following: mod block and then mod block. How do I extend? Not even sure that I want to do it. Yeah, fixing it is hard. For some reason, none of them can figure it out. I mean, I can obviously ask O1 Mini, but it sounds like such an overkill for this. Such an overkill, not gonna lie. Just to make sure that it doesn't F it up. Or I can just do it myself. So, so what I like about this is we can then just say something like, yeah, I think in the test, might be actually easier to just repeat this and then replace, and then we're gonna remove all of this. Okay, so modification block must be string, right? No, this is actually lines, right? So we don't need split. We don't need split. We don't need this, and we can do this. We don't need table concat. We're just gonna need the table, and we're gonna use the table. And this is just much easier to understand. We are not doing this. We just want to make sure that the file does not exist before we start. And we'll create a block, we'll modify, and then this test fails, but let's see why. I think maybe I messed it up somewhere. So line 61 must be the same, right? 61. Okay, 61. Okay, this is because the file exists, right? Why does the file exist? Do I use it in multiple tests? I'm not. Okay. I can't even open this tier. Jesus Christ, why is that? Let me check the permissions. Like Lua spec, where is it? Spec test data. Permission denied. Okay. Okay, that's insane. Command not found. Yeah, last lach. Missing block. So we're using. Oh, I see. Is this because? Let me do rmrf. That's fine. Let me check the permissions. What mode are we using? Since and parents true. Can we just use this? I think it should just work. We don't want to use that. Just use whatever the default is. And this should probably fix some of this, right? Yeah, it did fix it. So it's just a permission error. I'm not. I think the mode was incorrect because it started with 0, and I'm not sure how Lua interprets the 0. Maybe it just doesn't do what the LLM expected, which basically flopped it. Anyway, so now we have 2 tests, and we have 116. Let's figure out. So we have 2 tests that are passing. Now we have this one. Maybe I should just YOLO it and ask O1 Mini to fix it for me. All of it. I think yes. I think I like the idea. So let me do this. I will run the tests. They'll fail. I'll ask O1 Mini to fix them. The way I will do it is I will just paste the whole result from the model, the whole test run, and I'll say, hey, I have 7 tests failing. Can you please find why they're failing and then fix them? I expect you to return the full. Okay. Hey, I have 7 tests failing. Can you please find that? I expect you to return the full. I expect you to return the full. What is the name of this file? Let's just use this full source code for the full updated source code for not the file editor for there this one file. don't touch the implementation code, don't let the test. Let me know if you have any questions, fill in the blanks. I trust your expertise. And we're gonna wait a little bit because this is O1 mini. It will stream the response, but there's still like some thinking process and all that going on. And unfortunately, O1 mini is the only model that I found produces okay results when it comes to working with Lua. Maybe O1 and O1 Pro also work fine, but I don't have access to those models yet. So yeah, it takes quite a bit of time. So expect the quality is going to be amazing. Otherwise, I don't know why it's thinking so long. Come on, come on, come on. I hope it didn't fail though. Go, 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 go. Are you even working still? Man, it takes a long time. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, go, 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 go. This is what this is amazing. Okay, so it started generating it. Go, go, go. It regenerates the full file because the output is like 32K or 64K. It's like insane amount of tokens that this model supports. And it can just spit out the whole text, the whole file. Again, I can still hallucinate like crazy, but well, I don't think this is correct. Like this true thing. I might have messed it up, but nah, it's fine. I should prohibit modification of this block. Oof, what is this? Oh yeah, because it will output all the goddamn tests. To be honest, I don't really care about all the tests. I can just take this the start of the file, like up until the basically the first describe, because this is what I only care about. Maybe I should just ask it to replace the first describe and not all of them. Wait. Yeah, still going, still going. Yeah, this one. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna replace it real quick. Boom. Now let's review. So it did this, and then it did this, and did this, and did this. I don't think this will work. Oh, that's all in one thing. List extend. Oh yeah, this is. Oh, and unpack. Wow, this is advanced. I'm not even sure that this would work though, but we'll see. So it kind of did all of it, and I can try to replace just the whole goddamn thing and see if it works. But I have much more trust to this model in this model. With 5 modifications block. No, we're not gonna do that. Okay. Modifications. And this is looking not great. Okay, let me not do that. Let's just replace the first part. And let's see, did it even fix anything? It did not. It actually failed. I cannot parse the file now. 361, right? 361. Something is wrong here. And this is probably where I messed it up a little bit. And we can just name buff, no, I think verify get lines. Yeah, this is probably where I messed it up myself. I think. Let's see. Still 7 failures. Didn't fix a thing. Even O1 mini doesn't know how to write tests. Oh, whoa. We're very close. We're very close. Line 79. So it actually fixed quite a bit of problems. Not gonna lie. And it just fails to add this, right? It doesn't need to have this again. I don't know why it added it. So it should just work. With that one down. Okay. Good. So it actually did quite a bit better. 121. Oof. Okay, 121. Let's take a look. So what are we doing here? This test. So it's supposed to modify an existing file by replacing search text with replace text. And okay, so what it does is we do this hello world. This is a test file, goodbye world. And then we search this, and then we replace this. So the thing is, my plugin doesn't support replacing single words. So that's definitely a mistake. And the way it should work, we should replace hello world, because it can only replace the full line with hello universe. And now it should work. Did we have 6 or no? Man, I'm bad at this. So hello universe, this is test file, goodbye world. And the error is will obviously be the same, 121. So yeah, it did not work. Let me see why. So here I have this, and then I say we search for this, we replace it with this, and so we create the file, and then sure, we'll make sure that it exists, and then we go, like, I don't think I need these comments, and then we'll create the buff, and then we do this mumbo jumbo, like join path absolute, and then we search for search text, we replace it with replace text, and then we set it to our buff, and then we apply modifications. Okay. And then we say hello universe. So this is the expected content, right? Hello universe. This is a test file. Goodbye world. Okay. And then, so this is wrong, right? This is where it fails. It should use, no, I think this actually works, right? Wait, which line are we failing at? 118. Okay, 118. So this one fails. So this kind of works because we add the line at the end. But this is like, come on, cheating. This is cheating. Okay, and this one fails because what? Expected objects to be the same, but we're comparing table with table, and then hello universe is that's goodbye. Yeah, because once the changes are applied, they are actually updated to this. So this is correcto. Correcto. And this is incorrect. So expect buffer content, actually expected content, right? And then for some reason it thinks that it should be in the content, but the buffer content is actually quite a bit different, and the buffer is just our modification, so it should be what it should be, And buffer content, buff get lines, split. So expected content is completely wrong here, and what we expect is hello universe, basically our updated code, and before that we have this like changes applied, yes, and then here. And I think this should be correct. Did I save the file? I don't think I saved the file. I did save the file. What the hell? Why is it still not working? Changes applied. Hello universe. Changes applied. Oh, because the first one is this. Yeah. Okay. I need that thing. Now it should work. Yes. Good. Sehr good. Very good. Okay, apply modifications. So this is looking amazing. This is looking amazing. I mean, not gonna lie, needs a lot of cleanup. This is not looking great. Now, I'm not sure about what else is failing here. Let's take a look at the next failure. So okay, let me just rerun the tests. And let's see, should handle multiple this thing. So line basically 179, right? 179 should handle multiple modifications called correctly. And I'm not even sure what it's doing here. I think it just filled in the blanks model, filled in the blanks. I don't think it understands the whole context of the plugin because it didn't give it too many tokens, of course. So let's see, 170, what was the line? 179, okay. So now at least I understand. So actually it failed quite a bit later. So when it tried to apply the second modification, right? So it successfully applied the first modification. Now I need to check what it actually does here. So multi-modify, line, 4 lines, and then we change this was this was this. Okay. So for the first change, we write it to the file, the whole thing, right? The whole thing. Wait. Original content, so we write the whole thing, okay. And then we have mod 1, okay, so we create the buffer, And then we have mod block 1 Vim split, all of this absolutely amazing. This is good. We set the lines, we apply modifications, expected equals all good. We reread the file and it's amazing. Now we have the second modification, right? So what we do next is what is happening here? So we take mod block 1, which is what? Okay, which is this. And then we kind of append to it mod block 2, right? This is what we're doing basically. We started this, and then we just append to the next files, and we append all of this to the end, right? Okay, this should still work. Now, apply modifications. What is happening here? Apply modifications, buff is all. So the thing is, we're looking at the position of the cursor here. And I don't think the cursor is, it's probably nowhere near close that apply modification. The cursor is probably on the first block, not on the second block. So if I just change this, because this will apply all the modifications that are present in the buffer, it should just probably work. And it did not. Whoa, we're very close. Wait. So line 1, second line, line 3, line 4, expected. Okay, still 179, right? So it did not apply the change, but at least it didn't make it worse. Okay, so we do this. I'm actually very curious as to what's in that buffer. So I would like to actually see the content. So 179, right? I would probably just comment this like this, and because I want to check the content of the buffer, let's just rerun it, and we're going to see the content of the buffer. So I have changes applied, and then right away we have the same thing for the next block, search line 4, replace fourth line. So this should still work as far as I'm concerned, but it doesn't, and that's a big question as to why. And yeah, this is not what it should be. Well, this means that it didn't find it though. So maybe my plugin has a bug actually. So what if I need a new line? So let's say the block will start with an empty line, and then it will look like this. So we have an empty line and then a new modification block. Maybe this is what it actually needs. I don't even know, but let's uncomment the thing and let's check it out. So I would expect that this should be something like this, and it should still fail. And it still doesn't work. Huh, so it doesn't work the second time, which is quite surprising. I'm not gonna lie, quite surprising. So I'm adding the block, another one, second time, and it doesn't work. What are we searching for? Line 4. Maybe because it's the last one? Third line. Maybe I have another bug in my plugin? No, it doesn't work. Oh, wait. What are we doing here? Yeah, it should be a little bit different, like third line, line 4. Yeah. Still, it doesn't work. That makes sense. But yeah, that's not the problem. Huh. It actually should work. Line 4, line 4. This is quite surprising. Let me review the code. Maybe I'm missing something very obvious. So, do I have... No, I don't. Okay. Multi-modify. So, I add the content to the buffer. Then I call apply modifications with the same buffer number. And what we're doing here is was like if all, we just don't care, we go and we scan all of this crap. right? Right. Big question as to maybe I need to schedule, because if I write and then immediately read from the buffer, maybe there's like some sort of a delay that I need to introduce to make it work. This is like a little bit sketchy. At the same time, I do read buffer content here, so maybe I should just, vim print, vim inspect buffer content. Maybe I should just do something like this, just to make sure that we're actually getting it there. Where is it even printing it? Here, right? Not the best pretty printer. So we have this path and then changes applied. Second line, changes applied. And then we have the new one. Oh my god. And it's here and then search line, search, replace, first, replace. So it did not apply. Well, it means that it works, but it still doesn't work, which is extremely frustrating. Because why the hell does it work the first time but not the second time? That's a good question. So, which means that my plugin maybe is a bug that I'm unaware of. And which did not happen before. Well, never happened with me, to be honest, but let's see. So we have find start is all, and then we find all the candidate modification blocks. The question is, did we found them or not? Have we found any of them? Now, the way to test this is to probably just do something very stupid. Like vim print found modification blocks and then rerun the tests and see what we found. Bum, 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 bum. Do we see anything? Found. I don't see anything. Found nothing. Okay, so we didn't even get here. Why is that? So if I go back here, once, что такое? Okay, I think I need to stop the stream, guys. Maybe up until the next time. I'll fix all the tests because this is just boring. And we'll see you soon.